they're just so bright-eyed. Everybody was on the field about 20 minutes before we were ready to start. That's a little unusual. And they're just raring to go. They're filling up the meeting room real early too, and so they obviously understand rule numbers in the program.
Hi again, Gregg Bell, Dave Boling at the Seahawks headquarters in Renton. May football, first day of rookie mini camps as we get the 2017 season underway, the preseason, off-season anyway. First impressions of a very first early mini camp. Malik McDowell, the top draft pick from defensive tackle from Michigan State, is very long. I mean, he looks lean, almost track-like lean, 6'6"-ish. He's listed almost 300 pounds. He doesn't look it. But what they want him to be is fast, inside, hands, very quick, impressing his defensive line coaches in bag drills and blocking sled drills with how quick and how agile he was. That's what they want on the inside pass rush. John Schneider and Pete Carroll have said they've been looking for that for years. Dave, does he look like a pass rush defensive lineman the Seahawks need?
Well, he does, and he's not going to be playing the interior like a one, certainly as he did often at Michigan State. He has a knack for penetrating, and I think you can see he can make himself small. And at 6'6", he is all levers and angles. And if he's in the middle, then that causes him maybe to be vulnerable to losing leverage. But from the outside and then kicked in on sub packages, he's going to create a lot of problems with his length, getting his hands up, and also the capacity to penetrate. I think he's a real natural, and when you see this guy, you can say, okay, next year by the end of the season, he's going to be 315 or 320 or something, and he's really going to give you that maybe that 5 technique defensive end like a Red Bryant was, but younger and more athletic.
The Seahawks are going to probably use McDowell like they have Frank Clark the first couple of years, but McDowell's taller, bigger, and potentially faster than Clark, especially inside in a nickel pass rush situation. Pairing him with Michael Bennett, the 2-time Pro Bowler, and then having Clark and another Pro Bowler, Cliff Averill, outside. That's the plan right now in nickel pass rush, and that'll be a much different pass rush than the Seahawks have had. The other number 2 pick, second-round pick, Ethan Pocic, was at right tackle today. One of the things I wanted to see here in minicamp was where was Ethan Pocic going to play? He was a center at LSU. He's 6'6". The Seahawks did not draft him as high as they did in the second round to play center. Justin Britt's still here after a very good 2016 season, going into the final year of his contract. Probably will get it extended. Pocic at right tackle. He's 6'6". He looks the size. I mean, it's only May, but
he sure does, and he looks like a lineman. People might remember old Pete Kendall. He looks at a Pete Kendall look to him. He doesn't have the arms that are typical length for an elite tackle, but he sure has the body. And all that means nothing if he is a significant bulldog. If he has attitude about him, which he kind of seems to. He looks like he has a real good setup. He's got nice balance. His butt down's head up. His hands are out. And he's played a lot of football, and he knows what he's doing. And
Posic's not going to play right tackle all the time in the preseason. He's going to do it now because he hasn't done much of it at LSU. The Seahawks know he can play center. They know that he has played guard. Jermaine Ifedi is the plan right now at starting right tackle now that Gary Gilliam's left for San Francisco as a free agent. So I don't think plan 1 is Pocic at right tackle. They want to see what they have there. It would not surprise me if Ethan Pocic by September is competing for a guard spot to get him as one of the 5 linemen.
If he can come in and grab hold of that right tackle position, that'll solve a lot of problems.
And that could stop the plan and move Ifedi back to where he started last year at right guard. The third of the 3 tops, Shaquill Griffin. He looks like a defensive back the Seahawks mold, doesn't he? 6'1".
He really does.
Really fluid.
He's got the great hips, and he's really fast. He's a 4.37 guy. He looks like a Seahawk cornerback, but maybe even faster.
They didn't hide it. He was at right corner from the first snap, the entire practice, and right cornerback, of course, is where the job is open. Deshaun Shedd ripped his knee out in January and won't be back until midseason, if then. So there's a starting job waiting to be filled. And in drafting where they did in the very deep cornerback draft, I think Shaquill Griffin's going to have every chance to do that. Anything else? I know there's no pads in May. Anything else that jumped out to you?
These guys are so young. Malik McDowell was born in 1996. He is 20 years old. And it just seems unfair, you know, and we are used to watching the veteran Seahawks play on practice all season long. And so when you see these kids come out here, it's like, boy, they have a lot to learn. They're very, very raw. They're really green. They're physically gifted bunch. You can see the speed and athleticism they have. Boy, they just have so much they've got to learn and such a long way to go.
Passes scattered, thrown behind, even McDowell jumping off sides. Pocic was a false start on one of the few plays. Reminder that it's only May, many, many months even before the training camp pads come on. Seahawks minicamp, rookie minicamp all weekend here in Renton. Dave Boling and I will be here with the News Tribune. Thanks for watching.